Hello everyone, I am Blue.
And I'm Red.
And today we're going to talk about Far Cry 3 Blood Dragon.
Alright, so for those of you who don't know, Far Cry 3 Blood Dragon is an expansion to the critically acclaimed game Far Cry 3. It came out in 2013, and instead of giving us an island that we could play on like we did in Far Cry 3, we're now in this 80's kind of dystopian future where we have Vietnam War 2 and all sorts of crazy things.
Oh yeah.
So Blue, you're the one that wanted to do this game. Why did you choose this one?
I've always had just a fascination of the Terminator series and the Terminator games in general. Most of the games are okay in their own right, but I always wanted something more and something better, and that's when I stumbled upon Far Cry 3 Blood Dragon. And from when I first tried the free demo, I just fell in love with it. I bought it a week later, and once a year it feels like I find myself just going back to it for another playthrough because of how fun and entertaining it is.
So do you feel like a Terminator when you play this game?
Yeah, I would say so. I mean, you have your Robocop inspired pistol, and you can do your Terminator visions, so you can track and identify and whatnot, and you just feel like a badass killing machine. Like once you get down the trolls and some of the stealth kills, you feel like you're impenetrable.
Well, in the game, you really are like a badass killing machine.
Oh, yeah.
That's what Colt was built to be, right?
Exactly.
So you get to play as that and be that typical 80's manly man, cybernetic murderer. And
Exactly.
that's pretty cool.
It's definitely something that you don't really see a whole lot in games, having the full potential and the full options of being a cybernetic soldier before.
The thing that I think is most interesting about this game is that when it came out, there was nothing like this at all.
Oh, not even close. I mean, I would say this is definitely what put the footprint in the sand for all 80's style media, not just video games, but shows like Stranger Things.
Yeah, Stranger Things, or one that I saw was Turbo Kid.
Yeah.
That's the one that I kind of can see if Far Cry 3 Blood Dragon didn't come out, we might not have ever had that. Because this is the first time I remember seeing 80's nostalgia type stuff.
Oh, yeah.
The 80's nostalgia comes in the form of the visuals and the music, too. We've got a really cool synthwave soundtrack.
Before I played this game, I heard a little bit when I watched the Terminator films, and I was kind of fascinated by the sound of those. I didn't really get into synthwave until I played this game, and now it's one of the genres of music that I really enjoy listening to.
The soundtrack, I would say, for this game is really, really good. That's probably one of my favorite parts of the game, is when you're in the middle of a fight, whether it be just on a side mission or a normal mission, that synthwave just picks up, and it feels really good.
It complements the game very well, that's for sure. If the soundtrack wasn't at the high caliber that it is, I personally don't think the game would have the same amount of flow as it does.
No, I would agree with that too. It adds like a ton of flow, in particular compared to like just normal Far Cry games. I think that the soundtrack is what adds to the visceral experience when you're fighting people. Some of my favorite parts in this game is when you're just allowed to shoot everybody. There's a bunch of cybernetic military people coming after you, and you have your minigun and a pistol, and you have a certain amount of time.
Exactly.
And you have to kill everybody. I think that those are my favorite parts of the game.
Yeah, because they're totally open-ended how you reach the goal. It's not set of parameters that you have to do to reach that goal. They just leave it bare and say, okay, get to this guy, but we don't care how you get there, just get there.
Oh yeah, you could do like stealth.
Stealth, guns blazing, a mixture of both. They definitely leave the playing field very open to you.
It's hard not to go guns blazing though.
Yeah, I would say that, especially with the kind of feel that they're going for and attitude and persona that Rex Power Colt gives off as well.
Yeah, my favorite weapon in the game is probably the minigun.
My two favorite that I usually like switching between is the assault rifle and the shotgun.
Oh, that shotgun is really cool. I love the way he holds it.
How he just has it resting on his arm, and the reload and kickback on it is just, with almost any gun in that game, it's just so satisfying when you shoot it, reload it, everything.
Yeah. Speaking of kind of how he's holding his gun, the animations for his hand are really, really cool when you have to heal.
Oh, yeah.
He welds it together.
Exact, welds it, and every once in a while, with kind of the whole 80's buffed up action heroes, I find it hilarious. Sometimes when you heal, he just pulls out a hand cruncher and starts crunching his hand like crazy.
Yeah, that's really good. There's little things like that throughout the game that really make it feel like this goofy 80's world. There's tons of different references in here that are really snuck in there well.
Oh, yeah. And when you do catch them, they are just so funny, entertaining, and satisfying that I can't tell you if I've really seen them of that caliber in any other game.
I don't think I have. There are some points in the game where I didn't really enjoy all of the references, but for the most part, they're pretty good. Personally, my favorite part of this game was probably the arena run, like the gauntlet.
Oh, yeah.
At one point, Rex has to go into this temple and get this power disc, and it kind of looks like a ninja star a little bit, spins around and shoots a laser beam at people. But
and I do like with not only having to get that far in the game, how you'd have to do the gauntlet run to get that weapon, that you actually had to work for it to get it.
yeah, I thought that was pretty cool. It was kind of like a rite of passage that you're getting this weapon. But I just really liked that mission because it was very straightforward. Just kill everybody.
At the same time, it's testing your skills very well, I feel like. I mean, you've been through most of the game at that point when you've had the option to upgrade your weapons, which it just strips your weapons back down to the bare bones and having to earn those weapons over again. It definitely tests your skill, but I didn't feel like it was blistering difficult either.
So what was your favorite part of the game?
I would have to say I liked how almost every mission was completely open to you on how you wanted to proceed and how you wanted to approach the mission area. But I will say my favorite has got to be that last run when you're going up against the final base.
Oh, really? When you have the power disc and you
Exactly,
shoot
yeah,
everybody?
and just
Okay.
obliterating everything.
Yeah, I could see that. Honestly, that was one of my least favorite parts of the game.
Okay.
Just because it wasn't very challenging. And then me and Blue have discussed this before, but you don't get to kill Commander Sloan at the end.
No, it ends with a cutscene. You got all that hype, all that energy building up to it, and then it just ends with a cutscene. Very disappointing.
I mean, the cutscene was really funny,
Oh yeah,
I'll give
was
it that.
It was hilarious.
but it wasn't my favorite for sure.
Yeah.
When you don't get to kill him. I think that was one of my least favorite. But other than that, the game is pretty solid.
Oh yeah, I would highly recommend it. I will definitely say if you're looking for a short game that is very entertaining, a great ride with a vast array of colors and environments, it's definitely a great break for you.
I think I would agree. Go ahead and buy it. Go ahead and play it. It's like Far Cry. So if you enjoy Far Cry, pretty good. If you just enjoy the style of it, it's really good, really fun. Go check it out.